story about the most traumatizing experience of my fucking life. So back in 2009, I was in grade 11, and I worked at Fright Night at the PNE. And yeah, let's do a shout out to Fright Night right now. No, let's not, because they fucking suck. Okay, like those 2 weeks, it was my first job ever, so I was so excited when I got the call. I just came back from the Terry Fox run, and I'm like on my phone, and I'm like, oh my god, guys, I got a job. And it was like 2 weeks of absolute hell, because what I learned about people is that they don't like to be scared. And so, especially first when they're drunk, and when they're with their friends, where they're trying to look cool, and then you scare the crap out of them, and they're like, and they just punch you in the face. I digress. So on Halloween night, it was a really dangerous night because the park was over capacity, and my job was I was a roamer, and so I had like a designated area where I would run around and scare people. So I wasn't in a haunted house. But on Halloween night, because it was so busy, they forced all the actors to go into a haunted house in fear of them getting murdered or something. So I got put into a haunted house for the first time, and I didn't really know what to do, but my favorite scare tactic was surprise, and how I would do that, like, roaming is I just like walk as if I'm just a normal person, and it just suddenly like scare the shit, and it actually worked, like it was great. But this one night I had this mask on and a lab coat and boots, and I was in an asylum, and I decided to do that scare tactic by pretending to be a dummy because the mask made me look like a dummy. So there I am, I'm sitting, and I'm just like waiting for people to walk by. Now you guys need to know this because thanks Jordan, thanks for support. He heard the story over the phone once from, I think he was drunk. Anyway, so my line of vision, I can only see people's knees and down. So I don't know their reactions, I don't know anything, I just know people are walking by, and once they get to like a certain point, then I go for the scare. And this was perfect because first they think I'm a dummy, and then when they see me move, they think that I'm just like an automatic thing, and then they realize I'm a human, and they're like, that's been a human this entire time, how is that possible? So there was this 10-minute interval where no one was coming by. And I just was chilling, and I'm like, oh man, like I don't really get a break in this job, so I'm just gonna relax. I'm like scratching my mask, and I'm sitting there. And then I hear like, oh yeah, no, wasted, like coming around the corner. And I'm like, oh shit. And I see their feet, and then I immediately freeze. I'm like, fuck, like they saw me move. They know I'm a human, so I'm not gonna do the scare tactic this time. So I'm just like, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for them to cross. I see first pair of feet go by, second pair, third pair, and then the fourth in that group goes by. And I'm like, okay, thank God. And then it stops, and it turns towards me. And I'm just like, okay, this guy knows I'm real, and he's gonna like poke me or do some stupid shit with me. And I'm thinking like, should I scare him? And I'm like, no, like he's probably just like looking at me, being like, what the fuck? Why is it breathing? And then like walking away. So I decide not to do anything, and then suddenly I feel just like this like spray across my mask, across my lab coat, which wasn't mine, but still. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm being pissed on. And so that's what kicks in. Scare this motherfucker. And I was like, oh! And as my view comes up, I see him fumbling, putting it back in his pants. And I'm just traumatized. Like I'm 17 years old. I don't even know like what God is. He